Today we have a video that's a little bit late, and that's going to be my tier list for the rest of the reading I did in 2021. Yes, every year we do it twice, in the middle of the year and at the end. Shut up, it's January. It's late January, I know, but I'm getting to it. And these videos are just an excuse for you to be able to formulate your own opinion on my taste, to better contrast it whenever I have reviews, and for me to kind of put out there if my thoughts have changed on any of the books I have read throughout the year. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this tier list. Starting it off, we have what was already there, and there are a couple changes I would like to make based off of how much these books have left my mind. Typically, if I really loved a book, or if it's worth continuing to recommend, it will stay pretty solidly in there, but then there's some that over time just fade away because they failed to make that oh so important impact. And a couple of these do fall into that. I'm going to be moving The Girl in the Mountain down to probably below Unsold, and this Star Wars book that I could not tell you pretty much anything about, a bit lower in C, and Chronicles of Amber, I just remember the stuff I did not like. That's not my taste, I am sorry. But moving on into the reads we continued on throughout the year, we have probably the strongest Joe Abercrombie book, in my opinion, rivaled only by Best Served Cold, and that's going to be Wisdom of Crowds. Wait, Best Served, that, I don't, but I'm going to be putting Wisdom of Crowds just below Small Gods. I really love Small Gods. Mad Ship by Robin Hobb is a smashing tale and a great second entry for the Live Ship Traders trilogy, not Farseer. And then we're going to follow that up with Iron Prince, which was a really fun romp, if I remember correctly, but not something I'm going to be writing home to Mother about very often. I think I'm going to put that just below Unsold. Then, okay, I'm going to leave all the One Piece stuff to the end. We got a lot of One Piece here. We have Later by Stephen King. One of my least favorite reads from that author. It just went in my mind and then left, and I don't have many things to say on it anymore. It just did kind of feel like one of those Stephen King books where he was like, hey, here you go. It's conjecture. I don't know how much time and effort he put in, but it wasn't my favorite. Then we have Kibola Burn. I keep wanting to call it Celebrimbor Burn, which it is not. That would be an interesting... Let's put Celebrimbor in space. Let's see what happens. This is a really good Expanse entry, and I would put just below Golden Sun. Metro 2033. Atmosphere pulsed off this page, but I really did not like the structure, and the pacing was wonky as a result. This is going to go just below just above Girl in the Mountain by Mark Lawrence. Ice Planet Barbarians. I don't know what to put here. So the tier list, I've always said, this is the one time you're getting all the critical snobbery out of my brain, and here I am purely going off of raw enjoyment. And like the stuff that's bad in Ice Planet's Barbarians, I still enjoyed because it was so schlocky and bad. So it's like, I don't know. What do I do with this? Should I just put an S tier to make people mad? I'm going to put it certainly better than the Star Wars stuff. Fine, we're putting it there. It's going there. Meme. Anyway, we're moving on to Vengeance of Hope, which unfortunately I remember liking this one more, but it is just not stuck with me very well, and it didn't really change up so much. I think I'm going to leave this probably right around the Iron Prince area. That's a good one for me. Lost War did leave an impact. There are weak elements to this story, but there are also a lot of really strong elements that kind of balance out to, I'd say, a pretty solid B. Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary. Man, I disagree with a lot of the critics on this one. I still like it, but there's so many people like trying to say, no, it's not like The Martian, when I find it especially thematically to hit on extremely similar notes and tones. And the whole like one man versus and overcoming, it's got a lot of the, I'll just call it Andy Weirisms, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I'm fine with an author kind of polishing and rehoning. I'm going to put this probably just above Kibola Burn. Iron Gold. Frick, man. Red Rising just keeps getting better and better. I'm going to put that top of A. Song of Achilles. This book might be rising so high for me partially because it's something a lot of my, real world friends have picked up and I've had conversations with them about. And that makes me think of this book more fondly. Like, it's something that is very discussable. And I also really enjoy what it's doing with, ancient fantasy, I guess is the way to describe that. There is some weakness of character being a bit too blunt at times, but I'm still going to leave that a solid A. I'm very okay with that as solid A. Hyperion. The start of a book that I claim should be heralded just as much as the greatest of classic sci-fi. It's going to go bottom of S tier for me, and I'm amazed that more old school sci-fi heads have not read Hyperion. It's one that I'm continually recommending and getting a lot of, what's that? I heard of it. What's it about right there? I'm talking to a lot of British people, apparently. Ship of Magic. Not as, oh God, the Live Ship Traders books. Why do I have such a hard time King Robin Hobb straight. I'm just going to put that top of A for safety. Dark Age. This is going to go S tier, probably right around, just there. Dark Age, if you haven't watched my review. Then we have Mort. I have read this years ago, but finally got you guys a review this year, and it still maintains pretty much its exact same position. I mean, I think pretty much everything Terry Pratchett put a pen to is not only insanely rereadable, but I encourage you to, because you pick up on so much more of the humor on rereads. Like, there's so much going on. I find his books funnier the more I read them. Red Country by Joe Abercrombie. I made the rather bold claim that this was the worst book Joe Abercrombie could write, which means it's still pretty darn good. It's probably right in the sufficiently advanced magic territory for me. Joe Abercrombie, he doesn't really miss that much. Jade Legacy, everyone knows where this is going to go. It's pretty much exactly on par with Wisdom of Crowds for me. I think it's outstanding and one of the best endings to a series I've ever had. So now let's go through the One Piece sagas I read this year. Buckle up, One Piece fans. You get to see if I can remember what order these go into. Here's a spoiler. Probably not. But I do know we start with East Blue, which is the weakest of the One Piece sagas, aside from one of them. It's a good start. It's nothing to frown at, but it's certainly not the highs that One Piece gets to. I'm going to put it just about Iron Prince. Then I believe after that is Arabasta, which is a step up. I would put it bottom of B. Yeah, right around there. And then from there, it's Skypiea, right? Which is a big step up for One Piece. This goes to near top of B, because that's when One Piece, in my opinion, really started to show the bloomage of which it is to come. Can you guys tell there's more sound padding in here, or is that a waste of money? Does it sound better than it did before I went on break? Let me know in the comments down below. And then after that, after Skypiea, Water 7, that I'm pretty confident in, which is really where One Piece started to just smack it out of the water. Emotional highs that made me fall in love with the characters and their dynamic, the entire crew. Even started liking Usopp here. I love Usopp now, so what can I say? They made me like Usopp. That's gonna go top of A. And then after Water 7 is Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark. I didn't just look it up. It's fine. Thriller Bark is the worst of One Piece. I would actually put it probably just down here. The more I've gotten away from it, the less I like it. I find there to be like 2 funny moments, and outside of that, it kind of a waste of time. Then we have Summit War, which was a banger. This is really One Piece returning to form. I would say this goes probably into the S tier. For me, Summit War is going to be just about the mad ship. Fishman Island was quite a bit of fun, but it's not Summit War. It's not even Water 7. I don't think many people are going to disagree with me on that. So I'm probably going to put this right around the B mark. I'll put it right around Sky Island. And then we have Dressrosa. I'm not going to do Wano. Well, that's not the name of the saga. I'm not going to do the current saga because it's not done and I'm still reading it. But for me, Dressrosa was great. I really liked the interplay between some of the more side characters like Law, and how comfortable you really feel at this point with the whole crew. Like, okay, not to get too much into a One Piece review, but the author is really getting you, the audience, to just feel so at home by the time you get to Dressrosa that I get this is a long arc, and I admit if I didn't binge it and I had to go through it like a lot of people did week to week, it might be a bit lower, but I really found this to be a truly awesome execution in terms of just all reaping the benefits of all the work Oda has put in up until this point. So for me, it's going to go low A. Obviously, I did a bit less books this year because I put out 2 books this year, so I wasn't able to get as much reading done. But before we get into the final order where I reorder anything in second thoughts, a quick word from today's sponsor. And this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. I know in 2022, a lot of people like myself are setting new mental health goals. As someone who has struggled with anxiety and depression frequently in my life, the idea of having an easy-to-reach from-home therapeutic service is incredibly valuable. And what's extremely important to me personally about this service is not only can you start communicating with one of their 20,000 licensed professionals within 48 hours, but financial aid is available. I have seen many people, while I've talked about mental health, respond with, "I just cannot afford it," but BetterHelp is here to help you be able to. And while this is not a crisis helpline, you can sign into your account anytime to send your therapist a message, and they will respond as quickly as they can. This is a service that is actually available worldwide. So if you would like to try out BetterHelp, all you need to do is visit BetterHelp.com/Greene today for 10% off your first month. Okay, now the final order. What do I want to change up here? I think I'm going to bring Hyperion just above Summit War, and I'm doing that because I actually did read the full series, and I love it. And so that's bumping it up as a way for me to encourage people to read the full series of Hyperion. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Ship of Magic below Iron Gold, but above Morning Star, if I can keep all those right. I'm getting old. My brain is struggling. Xenos, that's good placement. I'm going to take Xenos above Fugitive Telemetry. Dressrosa is there. Pawn's Gambit. Do I bring Golden Sun up or Pawn's Gambit down? I'm going to bring Pawn's Gambit just below Golden Sun. That's hard. That's rough. But I do like Golden Sun more. And yeah, and then Golden Sun I'm going to put in A. Project Hail Mary. Yeah, all that seems pretty. I'm going to put Black Tides of Heaven above Red Country. That's all good to me. Unsold. Unsold is still probably the most unpopular opinion on this whole list. I know a lot of people love that, but I'll get to more of them eventually, I promise. Iron Prince is there. This all seems pretty good. No, Iron Prince deserves to be like right there. That's good. Yeah, good for you, Iron Prince. You earned that. You earned what I just gave you. I'm bringing Ice Planet Barbarians. I'm bringing it to there. I'm sorry. If you're able to make me laugh as much as this book did, I'm in. It's schlock, and I appreciate schlock, even if it's sticky fun time schlock. And then I can't believe I'm having the Jedi book above these, but it was worth reading if you're a Star Wars fan, I guess. And these are the only ones that I don't get it. It's not my thing, not my appeal. And I think I'm going to actually do that. All right, so that's the final ranking for everything I read in 2021. Thank you everyone so much for being a part of this, and like and subscribe if you have not already. Let me know what your best and worst reads were this year in the comments down below. I'm always surprised by what some people say, and have a good one, y'all. Peace.